Hello there. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. The Truman
Welcome to
Show.
the Truman Show.
The two woman show. My name is Monica Garcia, and this is Michelle Tomlinson. She is an actor, a coach, a filmmaker, a you know the deal. She does it all because she's a badass woman. I thought I'd say English today.
I really liked it when you brought out the Spanish. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that made me feel cooler.
it'll
You
come
know,
back.
like
Yeah, I feel it.
yeah,
It's in the ethers here.
I
How
like
are
it.
you today, Michelle?
Sister, I'm solid. How are you?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm excited we're doing this. And next week we're going to invite a fellow actor.
a fellow actor, a nameless fellow actor.
Yes, because we have not asked this person yet.
They need to say yes.
And if they don't, if they are not available, then we will talk about inviting someone else. So next week we will have a guest to
Next week
talk
is
about
guesty.
all things acting.
Yeah.
Yes. So today I wanted to talk about a couple of things. And Michelle, do you think it's a good idea to ask for feedback after an audition?
Oof. The double-edged sword of the question.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about asking for feedback, ultimately the callback is the feedback, and then obviously the pin and the booking. Those are really strong indicators that you're doing something so super right, super solid, super good, whatever you want to add to that. um, if you're having issues getting the callback, if you're not getting to the callback phase, or you're watching some of your self tapes back and you're kind of going, something's not right, and you ask your representation to reach out to the casting director to then look at your tape and then turn around and give you feedback, that's a lot of steps that don't necessarily need to happen. And oftentimes, there are people in that process that may or may not have the time to be able to reach out. And oftentimes, a casting director, the most frequently used phrase that I've heard clients repeat back to me when asking this question is, she or he did great, they just went another way.
Yeah.
Obviously, they did, because you didn't book the job. So then comes the question of, if I'm not getting the callbacks, where is this for me? Where am I maybe not engaged? And then really talking to your teachers, your coaches, getting I always get the talent report from your representation to see what all you're being
Oh,
submitted for.
right. Mm-hmm.
To go, okay, well, what are the things I'm getting called out on versus what am I getting submitted for, and really taking it back to the roots of headshots and approach to the audition. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, for me, it always circles back to, what are the pictures that you're putting forth that might be getting you the audition, but are they at all indicating why you're not sealing the deal? So it's somewhere in your electronic package usually, and it's somewhere in your approach. But I don't know that it's the best idea to ask, excuse me for my sniffling, it's cold here, so I'm
Oh.
starting to, I have to don my beanie. But I don't know that it's the best idea to ask for feedback, because the feedback is the callback in my point of view. How about you,
Yeah.
Monica?
Yeah, I have a friend that always wants feedback. Why? There's nothing you can do anymore. Like, it's done. Like, you had an audition, let it go. Like, there's no point in getting feedback because, like, oh, shoot, it's still going back and going, oh, I should have done this. I should have done that. That cycle that I don't, I really try and teach my students to stay away from,
Mm-hmm.
don't stay in that cycle of do what you did. It's a gift. You prepared a gift for somebody. You gave it to them. They can like it or they cannot like it. it's up to them. It's not up to you. So, and I've been in audition where you hear, we already have an offer that out for this role, but we're covering
Yep.
our tracks. So you
Yeah.
didn't even have a chance to begin with. And like
Yeah.
feedback. Yeah, no, it's like the agent last week. We talked about talking to your agent about why am I not getting auditions, or that long email. It's like, that's what the coaches are for. That's what you and I do. We figure it out with our students, our friends, our clients, and we go, oh, maybe you're doing this, or oh yeah, you're like, oh, that's too. You're auditioning like you're filming. You're not mic'd. You need a little more energy in the room to give them the feeling. It's not working. It's auditioning. It's a little, adjusting.
There's
like
a
you said,
difference.
all the things, right?
There's a big difference. You just
Yeah.
hit such a whole other nail on the head that booking, like getting to work on the set or the stage or the whatever you book, is so different from the actual audition process.
100%.
Nailed it, sister. I'd love to segue off onto that, and I would love to hear what you have to say. What is the main difference between the approach to audition and actually working on the project itself?
Yeah, I mean, you have a microphone on you, right? You're mic'd. You have a boom on you. You have to harness all of the feelings and the energy and be effortless and truthful. There's one of my teachers used to say it's like a gas pilot on a stove. For theater, you turn it all the way up. For television, it's in the middle. And for film, it's way down. And the audition is somewhere in between. It's more like television. It's in the middle. It's not film. So you have to know how much energy to put out, because you need to affect the room. It needs to come across on a bad camera. It's not a professional camera that's got a lens that's going to come in on a close-up and get every nuance of what you're doing. You have to make them feel something. You have to be believable. And the way that you do that is you give your energy to the room. It can't be so held in and back that the camera and sound will catch when you're actually filming, working. So there is a little bit of difference. What do you think?
I love it. I love the stove.
Mm-hmm.
I love the gas stove. That is a great visual to give to that. And yes to everything you just said. And the deeper you feel the things, the deeper the room is going to feel the things, with you. A big piece of what I talk about is, how do you feel before anybody talks? What are the circumstances and the environment of your character that you need to submit to while you're standing in your living room or at a self-tape joint somewhere doing your thing? If you're going to, be flaccidly standing there waiting for somebody to say their dialogue to kickstart the scene, you have 7 to 10 seconds in these tapes to snatch and grab attention and hearts and love and like the lean forward thing. And if you're flaccid and not involved on a deep emotional level in those first 7 to 10 seconds, I don't care if it's joy or anger or whatever, we kind of hosed. You might not get the whole thing watched. I mean, I don't know, so I like to talk with my clients a lot about emotions. Yes, mapping out the scene and breaking down and all of that other stuff, but feeling things at a high deep level, which is kind of a funny thing to say, but at that 10, to where your emotions are in your bones versus trying to show your emotions when you're taping for a film, right? Because this jacks up your focus and it makes there's a myriad of things. So really understanding how to hold that space and create that entire environment of your character, the diner, the tables, the smells, how busy is it, what time of day it is, all of these things that enrich the top of your scene, and submitting to those through your imagination. Whereas on set, unless you're working strictly with a green screen or something on set, you have that environment and you can touch and have tactile experiences and tactile relationships with everything around you on set. You've got to create it here and believe it, buy it, own it, bring it here in the
Mhm.
audition space.
Hmm. Do you have bracelets on? You're jingling. You sound very festive. No, it sounds great though. It's like
I have no,
chandelier. Or-
it's a I have my own chandelier.
It's your kid swinging from the chandelier.
Hope is swinging from the chandelier that I don't have. I'm just kidding. No, I have my dad's dog tags are actually
Oh,
on.
I see. Okay.
It's Veterans Day, and
Yes.
they're something that I wear when I'm on travel. I always take him with me.
That's
Since
awesome.
he's not here, I take him with me in dog tags, and I on days like Veterans Day, Memorial Day, my birthday, his birthday, and the day he left the earth are all days that I wear the dog tags. He
What
was
a beautiful
Marine.
connection.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Thank you.
Hoorah.
Hoorah. Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, he's with us
Thanks.
today on 11/11. Happy 11/11.
11/11. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Very cool. Yeah. I mean, we could do a whole series on just auditioning, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is its own art form. You can be an Oscar-winning performer, but if your approach to the audition is skewed, it's just going to be real challenging for them of the world to see the Oscar worthiness in your work.
Right. I have another quick question here. Let me put this.
What you got?
When you're in that audition process, how much should you consider what they want? You know, actors like, I want to give them what they want. Like people say that, you know, when they're new and starting.
That is a phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much should you consider what they want?
It's such a perception. Unless you really have exquisite psychic abilities. And I do mean like to the point where you're like the voice on the like 900 psychic hotline or 800 or whatever it is. If they're real, I don't know, whatever. Unless you're super, 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 super psychic and you can read the casting director's mind on a cellular level, you might want to let go of the idea of giving them what they want, because there's so much that goes into it of what does the script say? If the script says you absolutely have to hop up and down on your left foot for the entirety of your audition, and then you've got like the notes in the email saying, all right, yeah, so that's real, and in this audition you have to hop up and down on your left foot the entire time. They're literally telling you exactly what they want, so you better be hopping up and down on that left foot to prove to the world that you can hop up and down on the left foot while serving a vegan cheeseburger at the diner. You know what I mean? Without spilling the soda or whatever.
Specificity.
Specificity. So there's things in the script that tell us what the project is seeking. And we're called into audition because we might be able to give them what they want. And believe it or not, casting wants us to be the person. They're like, hey, is she the chick? Is she the chick? Is he the guy? Is he the guy? Like they're all for us being the ones to book the job. And so giving them what they want really, to me, it stipulates like, what does the script say? What are the specifics that I need to bring in to the room? What's the environment? Do I need to dress a specific way? Like, what am I doing? And what's in this? Do I have to hop on my left foot, or can I just be chill? What's being asked of me? The what they want thing tends to be, for me, when I hear that, comes from a real big place of fear and not being secure in what the script is saying to give us the guidelines for the choices that we get to make per the script.
You're so polite.
Per the script. Well, dude.
I'm like, don't be so freaking needy.
Don't
be a people pleaser. You're so
don't be a people pleaser. Yeah, because it is all the same thing, but then, it's like removing the hot button items of like, don't be a people pleaser, Tomlinson. But it is like, where is that fear for me, and where is that insecurity for me? Where am I feeling not clear and not strong? to just nail the hell out of the script like they're asking me to.
Hmm.
They want you. That's why you're called in. Trust that. Trust the process. Trust your work. Trust your coaches, and go in and do the things, or tape and do the things, because you're exactly what they want, or you wouldn't have gotten the audition. There's a million times where people will get called in to live auditions where, oh my God, I'm the only this ethnicity person in this entire room. That can be the very thing that works for you if you don't hose yourself with your fear and insecurity of the thought process of being the only this ethnicity in the entire waiting room.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? Where
I love it. Yeah.
You gotta know that you are what they want. Bring your essence, your everything about you. Let your work speak for itself. And if you try to get psychic with the casting directors, that's going to really be a long journey for you on a road to success. You're going to have a much rougher time trying to give people what they want, because then there's no room for you, your ethnicity, your essence. I keep saying the ethnicity.
There is no room for your ethnicity. Yeah.
For your ethnicity, the essence. I don't. There's no room for you when you're worried about trying to bring them what they want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why your training is so important. You know, it's all about the character. It's not about you. It's about, what does my character want?
It's not about you.
It's not about you. Really, it's not. You know,
it's just not.
But we make it about ourselves, and it feels personal because, listen, if you care about acting, if you care about what you're doing, it's going to hurt. You're going to want to figure out what, but you have to get past all of that. That's why, you have to know how to create an autobiography for a character, and what is your intention, and what just happened before, all the things of like your training. You have to completely trust your training. So you take all the clues, what do people say about me? What do I say about myself? What does the author say, which is usually the breakdown, the 3 lists that, you pull all the clues out of what is on the page, and you put together what your understanding is of this. You put it together, and then you go and you give it away. Yeah.
You package the gift, like Monica said. That was so beautiful. It was like this poetic way of walking and being like,
here you go. You can not like it. You can love it. It's okay. I just want to give
here's
this
the gift receipt.
Yeah, or regift it. Yeah, I might be right for another role. Right.
You're
not right for this one. So, let's call her in for that. Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
I had a client for 6 years. She kept getting called into the same office. 6 years, y'all. This is my favorite stories, because it's 6 years she got called in. Now, most actors, after being called into the same office maybe 5 times, they're like, screw this office. But chick, for 6 years, kept going in, kept giving them the things, On the 6th year, she booked a really great gig with this particular office. What would have happened if she would have for 6 years just tried to give them what they want, or for 6 years, or after the first year, started saying, screw this, I'm done with this office, they don't like me, or all these things that we really could take to heart in a personal way. When you keep getting called into the same office, for example, they are really they like you. They want you. They're trying to figure out the right place to plug you in. And that's all it is. It is so totally business. And it's love. There's so much love in this industry, when you think about it. Oh, I love working with Monica. I love being able to coach my clients. I love the training, most of it that I've had. I love most of the film experiences I've had. There's so much love that goes into it. And so it is easy to take things personally that are just not meant to be personal, like at all. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tricky business, but that's why you need to love it. If you're doing it for an outcome, you want to make a lot of money, you want to be famous, whatever it's it's going to be extremely painful. But if you love it and just
Yeah.
want to show up and create and keep
Have
doing what
fun.
you do, yeah, then you're
Well,
able
this
to.
isn't brain surgery. Like, we are not trained surgeons to be in charge of saving somebody's life. I mean, we could play one on TV, but we're in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
This is like, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like it's the coolest industry, and we are so blessed to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
You know, so cheers with green tea.
Cheers with a giant flask of water.
It's important to hydrate, people.
I have to work on my camera beverage presence, you know? It's like, I need a little,
Good.
a little happy little.
We can get little tiny teacups next time and ta-ting.
Yeah. A little espresso.
Yeah, dude. That's next. That'll be next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if only we could have some treats from our next guest. That would be awesome.
The treat is the next guest.
Oh,
I have a question.
that was good.
Right? Thanks. I worked on that. I do have a question for you, sister.
Mhm.
Speaking of all the love and the positivity and everything that goes into this, how do you stay positive in this industry? And it's something we kind of circle back around a lot, but it's something also that bears repeating, because there are a lot of humans who have a real challenging time staying in that heart space, staying positive. I mean, it's possibly positive all the time. I mean, I get knocked out of it frequently, but bounce back up, because that's just the human condition. So what are some ways to stay positive, Monica?
Yeah, I mean, when you've been doing this as long as we have been doing this, you know, there's times where you're not positive and it hurts. You know, it hurts because you want this career to be a certain way in your minds, and you have to accept where it is. You know, part of it is accepting, like, okay, right now I'm not going to work. Okay, right now what is it going to be? I think staying balanced as a human being is really important, because I know one of my biggest teachers was like, this is everything. This is everything. And I was like, oh my God, it's everything. You know, family, everything took the backseat to acting. And it's a really unhealthy way to live if you're not balanced, you know, and you're just obsessed. It's anything that you're obsessed with. It's not healthy. You know, so you have to have other things that you are interested in that feed your soul, that keep you creative, whether it's cooking or painting or music, or, you know, really making time to go on a trip. You know, book out with people are afraid to leave town because what if an opportunity comes, especially when you're new, like, I have to stay around because I can't miss an audition. If I miss an audition, I'm missing an opportunity, you know, that could be the one. And so as you get more and more mature in the work, I was like, you know, you trust, I'm going to get what I'm supposed to get. Right. And I think to stay healthy and sane in this is knowing how to take care of yourself, seeing to yourself. You know, when I have new students, I always talk about going to therapy or going to work out some of your stuff, because when you get a certain role and a topic comes up that you haven't dealt with in your personal life.
Oh my God.
And it triggers you, or you didn't even know, you thought you were further along with that idea. You put it in a little compartment in the back of your brain, and now it's completely coming forward, and you will
can derail the hell out of you.
Yeah, you will have a lot of unhealthy habits, like overeating or drinking, or you know, because you were not prepared to emotionally deal with that. So I really, really encourage whatever works for people to look at the little things that have happened in your life, or big things, and make sure you are at peace with some of them, or no, you know what? I'm not going to go down that road. I can't go there. I'm not going to take care of your spirit and say, it's a really great opportunity, but this is not something that I want to do. And that's okay. But you're still afraid, oh my God, I'm saying no to an opportunity. But you have to learn to take care of yourself. Yeah. Go to therapy, do things creative to feed your soul, and keep a balanced life.
I love you.
Yeah.
Those things.
Do you remember acting was everything when you started? Acting was like everything.
Every waking second. Yeah, and for me there was a period of time where I had just extreme body, I think it's called body dysmorphia, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Where I was buying into all of this pressure to look like a heroin addict or something, to really be bones with skin on it, because that otherwise you don't work. And I remember getting that so part of ingrained in me of not only taking 900 acting classes a week and working 900 hours a week at a job, but also, working out at this is like a big piece of things for a lot of people. And listen, I'm all about healthy goals. I'm all about getting there wherever your there is, safely and with love and with, the honesty and truthfulness in your spirit and all of that. At that time, I remember going down the rabbit hole of never going to be thin enough. I had reps telling me this. It was this really strong message as a woman in the industry in my 20s. And so I remember working out about 3 to 3.5 hours a day for a long time. And I reached the place, Monica, I don't even know if you'd remember this. I was a size 2 for a little bit. I did it. I got there. I was like, I have arrived, bitches. I'm a size 2 and I can do this. Yes. And I got this callback for a recurring guest star in a TV show. And I got this callback for it. And I was like, it's because I'm a size 2. Never mind that I was an actor. Never mind that I did the work. Never mind that I was right for the role, any of that. I was just so stoked to be a size 2 because I was like, this is it. This is why it's happening. I finally reached this size. And I go to the callback and I was like, yeah, and I did the callback. And as I was leaving the room, I hear one of the producers or whomever, there was 7 dudes in the room, and I hear one of them go, yeah, but my God, Michelle is just so skinny. I wanted to march in there and be like, listen, jackass.
On
this
camera,
is 3.5.
Great.
I know. It adds 10 pounds. It'll be fine. I wanted to turn around and yell and raise my fist and shake it in the air. You might have remembered me in my 20s. And instead I just, oh my God, what does that mean? What does that mean? I finally got here. And meanwhile, all these people in my life were telling me I was too skinny. I had a friend say, if you get any skinnier, you're just going to be a rumor. Oh no, I think I lost Monica. I think she just lost internet. So I'm going to continue and hopefully she pops in because now I'm not sure how to close this. But anyway, when I realized that I could actually be healthy and love myself, oh, thank goodness. There you are, sister.
God.
I just kind of kept going because I was like, there she went. She'll be back. She's back.
I'm back.
It's when I realized I started gaining some weight, and became a size 4 and a size 6. Suddenly that's when I started booking the most. Is in a healthier range for my bone structure. And I had no idea or no guidance to how to stay positive or how to stay balanced for those first many years, trying to figure out. And I think actually it took me sitting in the teaching seat to learn even more about that, because there was no, I just didn't have that guidance, not in life, not in acting ways, as far as finding a balance for your life. And it's so vital to have outside things. It's okay to have friends who aren't in the industry, for example, your lifetime friends, that you've had since you were tiny. Those are still to this day some of my strongest friendships. And personally, yoga and meditation and hiking and connecting with, our earth and sports that you might play there, making sure you have that balance is everything. If it's artistic endeavors, as Monica was saying, of hitting your creativity that feeds your soul, all of those things are so vital in your mental health in this industry, because it can take one tiny breath, Michelle's so skinny, to really top things off in a weird direction when you don't have that balance.
100%. Yeah. You have to find what works for you. What are the things that bring you joy, that fill your spirit to sustain yourself during those times where you're not going to work? You're not going to have I don't care who you are. There are going to be long periods where you don't work for whatever reason. So self-care is so important.
Yeah.
Yes.
You hear that, you youngsters?
You whippersnappers.
You little whippersnappers. Get that self-care into progress.
Listen to this. We know what we're talking about. Oh, God. All right, Michelle. Well, thank you so much for another great conversation.
Thank you.
And
thank you,
hopefully
Monica.
we'll have some topics that really help people or help guide them or excite them about something or trigger something within themselves to find their path and enjoy the process of what we do.
Yeah. Entertainment industry, baby.
All right. We will see you next week with our special guest.
Yeah. See ya.
All right. Bye.